Hi YouTube, Hedgie here, back with another video. This week we're going to be talking about no colorful bits as well as a little encounter that I had. Sorry for the delay of this video. I just started a new job, so I've been all over the place. Like, I'm not even going to be moving around in this video because my house is, I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not even going to go there. It's a mess. Um, so And I'm also going to be answering a few questions that I got. So let's start with the encounter that I had. So there is a pet store located in Boston, and it's actually where we got Pebbles from. And the place has always been a mess. It's always been really, really nasty, just not very well kept. And so I decided to maybe, see if he needed some help in the store. Maybe I could help him out. Maybe I could be like a little bit of a sales representative as far as properly selling whatever it is, which I'll talk about an incident that happened there as well, in that category. So I did start working there, and I quit the same day. It was kind of like a little trial. Um, I saw some things that were just awful, but in the state of Massachusetts, and I know I obviously, this is Hedgie Tins, you guys are on here for proper animal care, talking about animals, things like that. So a lot of you I know will be really upset to hear this, but the law in Massachusetts states that as long as the animal, no matter what it is, dog, cat, bird, small pets of any kind, as long as they can sit, stand, and turn around, it's legal. So you can have a guinea pig in a shoebox because technically a shoebox, yes, they can sit down, stand up, and turn around. So it is legal. It's really unfortunate, and I think that the laws here are crap. I'm definitely going to get out of the state as soon as I can. I don't agree with half the crap that goes on in Massachusetts. It's ridiculous. Not my favorite place to be. Um, I did get a new job, so I'm really excited to start there, and I absolutely love it. But I really don't like Massachusetts whatsoever, especially once I heard that. It made me not want to live here more. Massachusetts is not animal friendly. Let's just say that. Um, so, in the back room, that is off limits to the public, obviously, for obvious reasons. It's legal what he's doing back there, legal. But I'm sure if the public saw, which I'm sure some of them have caught a glimpse of what's back there. He has, let me see if I have an example laying around. He has plastic storage bins. What are storage bins used for? Storage. Like the ones that you have in your garage. Not very big. Maybe about, not even like really like, it's small. Maybe like, I want to say, 3 feet by about 1.5 feet. And I thought there was about a dozen, but that was my guesstimation from my first glimpse before I started working there. When I started working there, I actually got a glimpse. It was actually eight storage bins, and on the side of the box there was a hole. There's a hole on each one. It's about this big. And there are 2 bunny rabbits per bin. I mean, I'm sure I don't really need to say any more, but it's legal. That was the first thing I saw. And then on the opposite side, there's like industrial shelves of some sort, and there's about 8 rows, so 8 columns. No, 8 rows, 4 columns, So that must be, let's see, I'm like losing my train of thought. Let me see. Let me do the math for you here. So 32 bins on either side. So in total, we have 64 bins. And they're literally container bins, about this tall and about this wide. And each container contained, on one side, it was all mice, like I'm talking, you guys, like I'm talking hundreds of mice, um, just piled on top of each other in these crammed bins, and they smell like, excuse my French, they smell like shit. Like it was so disgusting. And then on the opposite side, the other 32 bins contained rats, full grown rats, and there was about 9 rats per bin, maybe more in a few of them. They were super crammed. You can't even tell if some of them are dead. You can't even, it was disgusting. Um, it definitely smelled like a few of them had passed. I'm not a fan of rats, but I do believe that they definitely deserve to be living in a lot better conditions than that. Um, as filthy as they are outside in nature, not in captivity, I mean, that's just god awful. But again, it's legal. So that was the experience I had, behind that door. So the pet shop is extremely small. I want to say maybe 1,000 square feet, not even. So there's 3 rooms. The main floor has fish, and some small animals. And then in the back room, before the one with the rabbits and the rats and the mice, there's like the floor with all of the animals. So there's like reptiles, chinchillas, guinea pigs, degus, birds of all kinds, hedgehogs, rats, mice, hamsters, um, also being kept in pretty tight, cramped conditions. So he has a 4, 5 ferret nations. So I'm going to try and give you guys a gist of what's in each one. So in the way corner, there's one chinchilla living on one level and another living on the other level. Same thing, on the second side, the next critter nation. There's also 2 chinchillas, one on either level. Next to them is another critter nation, and it's housing 2 ferrets on one level and 2 chinchillas on the other. In the middle of the floor, just like randomly, there is on top, there is a sugar glider, and then on one level of the critter nation below it, there are about, they run so fast you can't even like really count. I want to say there was about 15 degus in one level of the critter nation, really crammed. They could definitely move, but that's not really suitable. Below them, there are 4 chinchillas in one level of the critter nation. Next to that is another critter nation. Below it is one chinchilla. I remember him. He's quite large. He was the big boy. On the top level, there were 4 guinea pigs, and 2 of which are female and 2 of which are male. Which I did bring up the point, well, what if they mate? And he was like, well, they're too young to mate. I don't really know that much about mating because I'm not, I don't breed or anything. And I don't plan on breeding because that's just not, I don't believe in breeding. But I don't know if that's true or not. I should definitely look that up. Now I'm curious. Anyway, so then on the wall behind those 2 critter nations, there are birds, lots and lots of birds of all different kinds. They're not in such cramped conditions, and they definitely have a lot more. All of the small pets that I just described to you do not are not provided with any chew toys or anything, just with hay and unlimited supply of pellets. On top of the 3 ferret nations, the first 3 that I discussed, there are 4 tanks, 4 20-gallon fish tanks. I don't have mine anymore, otherwise I'd show you guys how big it is. It's really small. That was Pebble's original tank, and I was like, it's kind of small. I want to upgrade her. So, 4 20-gallon tanks, and in each tank there are about 4 hedgehogs. There are no wheels, just a food bowl and a water bottle. Super boring, obviously, and really crammed, as you can imagine. And again, all of this is completely legal in the state of Massachusetts. I have tried to fight this. I obviously don't have, I really don't have the money to go bring it to court. But I've called numerous times trying to speak to someone else who could try and help me. But in the handbook, those are the rules. As long as they can sit, stand, and turn around, it's legal. So, and I described the bunny rabbits as kind of like cans of soup on a shelf. So once the ones on the main floor are sold, you just take another can of soup off the shelf and put it up in the front, so it can be bought as well. And it's really unfortunate that that is what our world has come to, but it is. It was a really sad and unfortunate reality, and trust me, I know that I've definitely seen worse conditions, but those are pretty crappy conditions for animals to be living in, especially if you have a choice to do better by them. And a lot of those animals have been there for a long time, and I know that for a fact because some of them were actually still there from the time I brought Pebbles home, which was over a year ago, almost 2 years. So, I mean, they're not selling as quickly, and he told me he knew that it was going to be an issue for me as far as distinguishing the animals that I have at home from the animals at the pet store. And I said, really and truly, to be honest with you, I don't believe that there's a difference because they're both beings. I have chinchillas at home, and these chinchillas deserve a lot better. Even though your plan is to sell them, they need to be provided with good homes before they go, because this is in the public eye. This is what people are seeing as an example for them to bring their chins home in, or their guinea pigs, or their bird, or whatever it is. You're exempling what they're thinking. So I don't know if that's making a whole lot of sense, but what I mean is people are seeing, okay, you have them in a small cage, so that means I can buy a small cage and bring them home. That's really the example that he's giving to the public eye. In saying that, the owner had went downstairs for a few minutes, and I was up in the front desk, and a young couple, I'll never forget their faces, I'm sorry, they're like the stupidest faces I've ever seen. Like, they just look like amateur, like, jockey, like, boy, and like this, I don't even know. Anyway, so they came in and they asked me what would be a cheap and efficient guinea pig cage. So I was talking to them for like literally less than 30 seconds about the CNC cage, and they said, okay, what is the cheapest cage that you have here? Okay, let's just put it this way. If any of you ever ask that question at the pet store, I'm going to tell you the answer right now. What's going to happen is you're going to ask for, what is the cheapest cage that you have here? The cheapest cage means it's going to be way too small, even smaller than, the crappiest, what I would consider a crappy pet store cage to be. So unfortunately, those kids walked out with a plastic bottom cage for their guinea pig that was, let me see if I remember the measurements, 12 inches by Let me see. Let me get my ruler 1 second. I gotta like eyeball it. So a ruler is 12 inches, if you didn't know that. So 12 inches. So this is how wide it was. There's your 12 mark. It's upside down, sorry. 1 to 12. And I want to say, no, it wasn't that big. It was about 12 inches wide by 15 inches long. Yeah. Yep, that's right. That is so small. I can't even, I was so upset, and I think that was also another reason why I decided, I can't work here, because stupid people like that will walk in every single day and it will piss me off. So, that was another reason why I just had to leave. That, and I thought by maybe working there, I could help him improve the living situations, help him improve the store. Sorry, I have like allergies or something. But I realized now that there's way too much damage in that store that I really couldn't fix it. And it's sad, and it haunts me every day because I have to think about what I saw, and knowing that it's okay to do that here, it really bothers me. I can't do anything about it. So, please, all of you, educate yourselves, educate your friends, your family. If they're thinking about a small pet, please educate them and stay away from the pet stores. I would love to have given all of those pets a wonderful home. Unfortunately, I don't have the space or just the time to keep up with all of them, all of those animals, because he has well over 300 animals in that pet store. Well over. A lot of pets in that store. And it's really unfortunate because they're in a crappy situation, and some of them will be in a crappy situation for the rest of their lives. So it's our jobs to be human enough to do the research and provide them with something better. Okay, so that was my trip to the pet store. So the other half of this video is going to be talking a little bit about diet as far as chinchilla goes. I want to make sure that I specify chinchilla diets, especially if you're thinking about getting a chinchilla, you want to ask some questions. I did get 2 questions, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that, as well as some of the products that I use for my babes. So let's see. 2 of the main important things that you need to have with for your chinchilla are hay and pellets. Now, how do you know which pellets are good, which pellets are bad? How do you know what hay is good, what hay is bad? Now, somebody asked, I'm just going to answer this really quick, if you could feed hay cubes instead of hay. I'm going to say no, because they will definitely go through a hay cube too quick. It's a waste of your money. I don't generally even give hay cubes anymore because my guys don't even eat them. You want to make sure that your chins are eating, and loose hay will give them that. And I will say this in every single video that I talk about any kind of product. If you cannot afford to buy hay, you cannot afford a chinchilla, you cannot afford a guinea pig. Hands down, that's it. You cannot afford them if you can't buy hay. And of course, there will be people on here that will try and waste their time and try and waste my time and fight that and say my guinea pig, my chinchilla is fine without hay. No, they're not. It's a part of their diet. Guinea pigs require 85% of their diet is hay. Chinchillas, most of the time, if they're not eating pellets, they're eating hay, because both of those animals have teeth that need to be shaved down. Hay is one of the things that will help them do that. Of course, you need to provide them with chew toys as well to fix that to make sure that their teeth are kept shaved. But you need to have hay at all times. I don't think that hay cubes are efficient. I don't think it's enough hay, number one. Number two, it's a little bit sweet because of the things that they use to attach the hay, and you don't want too much sugar because just like us, chinchillas, guinea pigs, and really any small pet can get diabetes. So you want to be careful with the sweets. Okay, so now with the hays, what are my options? So there are a billion different kinds of grass out there. Let's just say that. The two that I personally like are either Timothy or orchard grass. I personally like orchard grass more because orchard grass hay is less dusty and I do have allergies. Um, I'm also going to talk about the hay that I just purchased. Um, So, yeah, those are the two main hays. There are, of course, other options. There's also alfalfa hay. Stay away from alfalfa hay. Don't even look at it. Um, the reason being, alfalfa hay is sweeter, and they will eat it a lot quicker, obviously, because it's like candy. Um, Alfalfa hay should not be given to anyone unless they are 6 months or younger than 6 months, or pregnant. Do not feed your chinchilla, your guinea pig, or any other small pet that eats hay. Rabbits, do not feed them alfalfa hay on a daily basis. It's lacking a lot of the nutrients that they need. It does have nutrients, obviously, because it supports a pregnant sow or a pregnant chinchilla or a pregnant anything that eats hay. It supports because obviously, just like humans, for example, a human woman that is pregnant, she has a little bit more cravings because, you know, eating for two kind of thing. But it helps them eat a lot more, which is good for baby and mommy because they're supporting one or more. I don't know if they're called fetuses for pets, but we'll just call it a fetus. The sweeter hay is helping support the fetus, or fetuses. So do not feed alfalfa hay on a daily basis. There's so many people that do that on here, and it drives me nuts. Oh my god, I sit on here sometimes, and I'm just like, it is cheaper. Sometimes it's cheaper, but stay away from it unless you, again, pregnant or under 6 months. Now, I had an issue with my hay this time around. I purchased hay my second time with Small Pet Select. Stay away from their hay, people, and I'm going to tell you why. It's actually a little bit more expensive than Oxbow. I'm going to get there in a minute, though. So this is my second time purchasing from Small Pet Select, and I realized now that all of the bad reviews were true. They do have a lot of good reviews, which is why I decided to try it, but I've realized now that their quality is not consistent whatsoever. My first box, I was like, oh yeah, this is great, and everything. Let me get a strand of hay. I know you guys won't be able to see it, but okay. So my first box of hay was good. This box, the hay, this is orchard grass. It's sharp. It's got I can't explain it. If you go outside and pick up a piece of grass and you run your fingers through it, you'll notice that it's not exactly smooth. It's pretty, like, I don't even know, like dry skin or something. That's what it feels like. And most of the time, good quality hay, they have that slicked down. And they have the hay that's nice and smooth, and it's, this one came so dry. I have so many brown pieces. It was and I spent so much money. I think it was like $40 for this box, and I'm not gonna lie, I was not happy with it. I did not make an attempt to contact the management because I've heard from a lot of people that they try to contact the management and they'll either give you like a $5 coupon, which I don't want any of their products, so I definitely don't want a coupon from them. And second of all, I wasted $40 on your crappy hay. I expect my money back and I'll ship you your crappy hay back. Like, it's really bad. My guys are still on it right now as we speak. I have a box of Oxbow on its way. It should be here tomorrow. Um, and I've switched back to Oxbow and I've realized that I'm going to stick to it. My babes also, they have massive allergies now. I thought that maybe my pigs had like a URI or something. I was freaking out. I took everyone to the vet. I was like, oh my God, they're all sick. And it turned out to be the hay. They were having allergies and allergic reaction from the hay. So they're sneezing like crazy. They're coughing. Like I'm coughing. I'm sneezing. Like it was awful. Stay away from Small Pet Select. It's so bad. I'm like, ugh, this has never happened, and I'm really upset because I've also heard that someone's rabbits got sick from Small Pet Select. So please stay away from it. I am switching back to Oxbow, and I will, worship them till, until I die, because this was so bad, you guys. I can't even like stress it. I was so angry. So I wasted money. But I bought the 50-pound box of orchard grass, which I've heard is way better. It's less dusty. Orchard grass is supposed to be less dusty. This came in the mail. I opened the box and I swear like a million little things just came floating up, and it was just my allergies started, their allergies started. Guinea pigs eat 85% of their diet is hay. They shouldn't be allergic to the grass that they're eating. All of my pigs have been sneezing and coughing. So, make sure you have a good quality hay. I will say though, I did pick up Oxbow hay for emergency purposes. I like to have like a bag just in case if we're running low. I go and grab that bag, and I did buy one, and I guess it was old or something. I have no idea, but it was not very good. But I've heard excellent things about purchasing it online, and it has 5 stars, so I'm just going to trust that and say that it's good. I will let you guys know when it comes in. So, again, Chinchillas diets, hay, lots and lots of hay needs to be provided, as well as a high quality pellet. Now, pellets need to be plain. No color bits. No color bits, no color bits, no color bits. I can't stress that enough. So many people. I want to say that 93% of our population of the human race who have guinea pigs, who have chinchillas, buy KT or Vitacraft or whatever else other brands out there that are so bad. I hate KT. I think it's the worst. Their pellets are actually made of corn. Yes, corn. Corn, if you didn't know this, humans don't even digest corn. It doesn't do any damage to us. It's delicious, but we do not digest it, meaning our bodies don't process the corn as it does other foods. So, not to get nitty and gritty, but it comes out the way it goes in. Let's just put it that way. It doesn't get processed. So imagine an animal, a guinea pig, a chinchilla, who has a way more sensitive digestive tract than we do. Can you imagine? They don't process it. And their poops are going to probably be mushy and weird because, their body is just going to secrete water. It's not, they're not getting any nutrition or anything from it. So stay away from KT. It's the worst brand ever. I wish I could take it off the shelves. It's so bad. I want to know why it's on the shelves. It's really bad. I'm on the Missouri pellet. I think that's how you say it. I'm not really sure. Mauzri. Something like that. Mazuri, something like that. Missouri chinchilla pellets. And they're really good. My chins actually really like them. We originally were on Oxbow pellets, but I decided to switch them. Um, Not for any reason in particular. I've just heard a lot of good things about the Missouri brand. You should definitely do the research on top quality brands because there are a couple of them that are really good. There's also the traditional brand. It's called Traditional, and it comes in like a really big sack, like a dog food kind of big sack like that. Um, and that's also really high quality. I think there's only like 4 or 5 that I've heard of that are really good, but the ones that you find at the pet store are the worst. Stay away from all of those. All of those just don't even bother. I even had like when I first got my first chin, I even had a representative tell me that you can buy the National Geographic Chinchilla Diet. I don't really actually know if their stuff is good or not. And because it has bits of hay in it, you don't need to buy hay. That is a lie. Don't listen to that. If you have anybody tell you that, that is completely wrong. Your chinchilla still needs to have hay in his or her diet. And that pellet, I honestly wouldn't even trust it because National Geographic actually has some really crappy things in their line. So I stick to Missouri or Oxbow. That's completely up to you. You can feed an unlimited amount of pellets because chinchillas know when to stop, unlike guinea pigs. If you haven't noticed, or if you didn't know this, guinea pigs are not supposed to get an unlimited amount of pellets. They should only get about 1/8 of a cup each a day. If they're a senior pig, maybe a little bit less. And if you're doing that correctly, you'll notice as soon as you put the bowl down, everyone just starts running and eating like crazy, and the bowl's gone within minutes. Chinchillas won't do that. Chinchillas know, okay, I'm full. I'm gonna stop eating right now or for the day, whatever it is. So you can feed an unlimited amount of pellets. Treats. I stick to Rhonda's chinchillas. I don't do Vitacraft yogurt drops. Don't stay away from that. They don't eat dairy. All right, yogurt drops are not for chinchillas or guinea pigs. They do not eat dairy. Those are really popular ones that you'll find at the pet store. Stay away from those. There are Oxbow treats. They're okay. You don't want to feed too much. Treats should only be given in sprinkling amounts. So what I do usually, I have a papaya cube. It's really small. It's like this big. And so that I can give them a little bit more, I cut it up into 3 pieces and share it amongst all of the chins because I want to be able to maybe give them, some more of that in 2 weeks or something. But you don't want to give too much treats. Purchase your treats from Rhonda's Chinchillas, AZ Chinchillas. They have some really good treats on there, and they're really cheap. Like, you can buy them in bulk for like $10 for like, I don't even know, like 3-4 pounds. So I mean, it's super super cheap, super affordable, and you'll have them forever. But again, in sprinkling amounts. The main diet that you should have your chinchillas on are a high quality pellet with no colorful bits and no seeds, no nuts, no pieces of grass, nothing like that. Just a plain pellet. Same for guinea pigs. They need a plain pellet as well. And hay. I stick to orchard grass or Timothy hay. Do not feed them alfalfa hay. So let me see if I answered all of the questions. Just want to be sure. Let's see. Yep, so I think that's it, everyone. Thank you guys for all of your comments. I read everything. I really enjoy reading your guys' comments. If you have any requests for videos, feel free to comment them below. I will read them and I will definitely make a video for you on whatever you want to see. And again, it's always a pleasure to make a video for you guys. So I will be back next week. I'm trying to get on my feet again. I just started a new job and we're still working out a schedule for me. So right now I'm working every day. So I'm exhausted. So besides that though, thank you guys so much for your subscriptions, for your support, for your comments. It's truly been amazing. And I haven't had any negative comments so far, so that really feels really good. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.